I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, guys. We're talking Avenue 5, Episode 3. I'm a hand model. Yes, that's what I said. I'm a hand model. In case you didn't know, we're talking Karen's dark side, we're talking relationships, and of course we're talking about the secret crew, you know that I mean, that's underneath the ship. Who would have thought that they were there? So crazy. We also have our special segment, What If? And of course our news and gossip. But before we get into it, my name is Tatiana Mariesa. It is so good to be here. Sorry that we're a day late. And next to me I have my lovely co-host, Tara Erickson.
Hi!
All things space, you are an expert, yes?
Totally. People come to me for space talk on a daily basis.
Sci-fi, all good.
Yep.
All good. You know it all.
I watched Battlestar Galactica, all of it, the 2003 version, so just,
You know, I was all about Stargate.
Wow, different.
I was all about Stargate. Quiz me, I will know the answer. Just saying. It's really good. It's really good. So, Episode 3, I hear what I'm seeing on the intranet is that so many people are loving this episode. They're saying that this is like the defining whether or not they're going to stick with Avenue 5. And people are liking it now.
Yep.
What did you think?
I loved it. I saw Natalie's name as the director at the end of this episode because I was like, this is what the show is supposed to be. And so I went back thinking it was going to be a different director, and she directed episode 2 as well, and she's going to direct episode 4. This episode fit right into what I was looking for from this show, and I'm more excited to see what is now coming.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I feel like, I know last time we talked about the jokes, how they were hitting, how things weren't necessarily moving as quickly as we'd like them to. And I feel like the momentum is getting comfortable.
It's picking up. It's a little bit better. The lines are mixing and mashing
Same
a little
thing.
bit more with the actual characters instead of like the words coming out and you're like, I don't know if that matches that character.
Plus, like, I think everybody's kind of getting used to these characters, or, being introduced to them, to something that's new, getting to know these people is hard at first.
Yeah.
Especially if you're used to them being one person. Do you think it would have been more helpful if Hugh Laurie waited a little bit longer after Veep to dive into something?
I think it maybe would have been helpful if we didn't know it was made by the creators of Veep, which I realize would not have as many views, but that is the main reason why I immediately attached myself to the show in the assumption that it was going to have that vibe, and it does. But again, like I said in the first, 2 episodes, I felt like the writing was meant for Veep, and I missed seeing it on those characters because the delivery was so different here, and so I was like thrown out of whack. So maybe if Hugh Laurie had waited, but I don't even know that it's really about him. I think it's more about the delivery of the writing that I still feel very attached to the Veep character saying that. And if I had wiped that out of my head, maybe that wouldn't have been so present.
Yeah, I think Laurie's definitely carrying the show right now. In a good way. I say that in a positive way.
As she deeply sighs.
He's carrying it. No, but it's good. I mean, I think he's doing a really good job. I really want to talk about Karen's dark side. She has joined forces with the dark. She is no longer for the people, which is what I said she was last time. Not happening anymore.
No.
She's basically taking bribery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a woman who gets what she wants.
Any way possible. Maybe it was naive of me, but I knew that she had her own self-interest, at heart. Okay, I'm not saying that, she's always for the people, but I definitely thought that she was going to side with them in giving them a voice because she had so many people follow her. But now I feel like she's turning into this monster.
I agree. I mean, there's a little spark of it in the beginning of this episode where she says, she's like, Max, talk at him. And then she's like, Sam, hit him if you want to. She's doing all this. And then she tells her husband, you may eat that now. Where we get a little bit more into like who she is, that little monster side a little bit. And then when she's introduced to the luxury that she could have, she's like, oh yeah, F all these people. She's like, give me this crazy mini bar and this place where I can stay. And like, they can all go to hell in a handbasket.
But like, what else could you get in a ship in space? Do you know, besides like a good living quarters, maybe like the primo of the food? I don't know. What else could you be bribed with?
The spa package. You mentioned that. I would be bribed with the spa. I'd say every day spa package.
But then we know that when you have that spa package and you're nice and wrapped in that gold blanket, you open your eyes and you're all relaxed. You see a floating dead body with a detached frozen hand across it. I mean, that's not, I wouldn't want the spa package anymore.
I would love it. It's like free horror sci-fi film. You're like, there's a zombie there. This is cool. Like, this is real life. I would feel like I'm in a horror movie that I am just enough outside of, because he can't get in here. He's in this little weird coffin, that I'd be able to enjoy it.
Unless he turns into a zombie and tries to get inside the ship.
That's true. That would just lead to more entertainment. And then I would be able to go and kill zombies. And that has always been a dream of mine, let's face it.
Has it really?
Yeah,
I'm afraid of them.
Put me in Walking Dead. Bring it back up. Make me a zombie killer. Please, somebody.
Zombie apocalypse, I would be in my chambers.
Oh, I would
underground, locked with my hatchet. Don't want to kill anybody.
Oh, I would just give me the chance, please.
Now that you know about our zombie side, we cover other episodes about zombies, I believe, on AfterBuzz. Can you tell us more about those and other shows that we cover?
Gosh, you guys, look. We are the ESPN of TV talk for a reason. We cover all the shows, even movies, podcasts, everything that you guys love and want to hear about. We cover it for you because we love you. We are actually here for the people. Despite Karen, we're not like her. Here at AfterBuzz, guys, we want you to like and subscribe. Leave comments. Tell us what more you want to hear from us, what less you want to hear, what shows are we not covering that you want us to cover. We love you guys. We are honestly here for you. It would not work without the fans. Love you and hear from you soon.
Amazing.
I winked too late. It was like,
say, can you do that wink again?
I can. Give me a cue. Give me. Got it. Nailed it, you guys.
I'm gonna video that, and just when I need that, I'm just gonna
watch it over and over.
It kind of looks like you're throwing up.
Just a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I love you, but I gotta call you out sometimes.
It's good. It's good.
All right, let's talk about the secret, the relationships that we have going on, because there's quite a few love triangles that I'm not quite sure anymore are love triangles, and how marriage works now.
Different.
It's so different. And at first I thought he was, I don't know, I thought he was married I thought Ryan was married to Stan. And then the girl pops in the picture, and then you see the photo of them. All three of them are together. So I'm really confused about what has taken place. What time is it? I have so many questions.
Me too. Captain Ryan is like the unicorn, but it's not just him. He's not like the outsider who's like the unicorn and they're like a threesome relationship.
Right.
There's also Rav, me, and Doug are the threesome relationship too.
And I'm wondering if, because but then it wouldn't be considered cheating. So she really is cheating. Mia really is cheating on Doug she said she's cheating on him with a reflexologist.
Masseuse. Yeah.
So she is cheating on Doug, but it's not with Rav.
But it is. Because I think in the phone call when Matt was saying, what are you going to do with your marriage now, Rav? That I'm like, is Rav the third party in this union now? Okay. Just like is everybody in a marriage, is it half people or like three people in a marriage and the other half is like still two, like Karen and Frank? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
I still am not confirmed on Rab, me, and Doug, but via the conversation when they're crying that Matt took of them in the room, he said, "What are you going to do with your marriage now, Rav?" And my assumption is that those three are also together, and so Mia would actually be cheating on Doug and Rav.
Right. But then wouldn't Rav be more upset? I mean, maybe she is, and that's why she sent them away.
I think so. Maybe. I don't know. She's also just a tough business lady and doesn't have time for your sexual drama, Mia.
Yeah, but then she has a total meltdown in the cafeteria and just balls up on the floor crying because she doesn't know what to do. I mean, you have Judd who wants 500 spaceships to come and rescue everybody, which is like that's gonna happen.
Not gonna happen,
Come
Judd.
on. No, he's an idiot, kind of.
And then they also, they want to reenact the vigil, so they bring more attention to the people that died, because it's just like this. I mean, it's 2 tents and 5 people doing a vigil. It's bad.
It's super bad.
And my favorite line from this episode is that they want to hire actors for the vigil.
Yeah.
And he says they got to be sad looking and non-union. And she says one of them usually means the other. And I was laughing for quite a long time because I know that sentiment.
Don't we all?
Oh, it's such a good line.
I thought it was interesting, though, because we have these specific situations that are actually conspiracy theories in real life. Like these, atrocities happen, and then they're saying that the government or whoever hires people to be actors to kind of ramp up the emotional level of these large events. And so, I like it because it's kind of playing off of that,
Yeah.
Non-union actors, make them sign an NDA.
Mm-hmm. And they show up in droves to be your audience. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The chance of a lifetime.
It's weird.
It is weird. Mm-hmm. It is weird. But I do like that they're kind of taking that conspiracy and bringing it to light.
Me too.
It is something that is... It's not funny in real life, but it is funny when it's put on Avenue 5 because it's something that people honestly talk about.
True. And people who have money, and Judd has that, so he can make that happen.
Hilarious. I like it. And I do want to touch on Matt trying to solve Doug and Mia's problem.
Yeah.
He is there for customer service, but he is the worst customer service person ever. Like, I think he just enjoys anarchy of emotion just running rampant. I think he thrives off of that because anywhere he is,
I agree.
that's what he evokes from people, and it's just, he's got to be one of my favorite characters by far.
The perfect way to label him is wild, kind of useless, which I loved. And I'm like, that is exactly him. And he's also the all-you-can-blame buffet. Because you can blame him, and he'll try to work his way out of it, and he'll come up with an excuse that will just dig him in a hole even deeper, which is what makes him all kinds of useless and fun.
Yes, he is very fun. Mm-hmm. He is very fun. I also want to talk about that secret crew going on underneath. I did not call that, nor did I call... Well, I kind of had a suspicion, I'm going to be honest. I kind of had a suspicion that the board, that basically the entire ship is acting... that because they were kind of weird, the way that they were touching the screen. And, it's like something that I see on a sci-fi drama. And so I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Nothing is ever wrong, despite that it's going to take them however many odd years to get back. It was like, I kind of thought, I don't know if they know what they're doing. Oh, but they're all models.
Yep.
All of them.
All actors, all models, baby.
And of course, Judd was like, I only want attractive people.
He wanted a hot crew
to be the crew of the ship. And she goes, that's just not possible.
Yeah.
So she opens it up, and it's all these,
all these,
they're like greasy and tired. And,
they look rough, a little rough down there. Mm-hmm. The smart ones running the ship.
I wonder if that's where Silas came from.
Yes, I think Cyrus is definitely from down there, but for some reason they probably were like, we elect you to go out there and tell them, Cyrus. Which I'd be a little scared, but he seems like a guy who's been waiting for his moment when they said, they're all actors, all very a hot crew. And he's like, yep, you and me right here. He said that to like Billie. And Billie was like, no, you're still not part of the hot crew, Cyrus.
But it is true that he's horrible in numbers.
Oh, terrible.
Because instead of 6 months, now it's
3.5 years,
baby. 3.5 years. Yeah. So do you still think there's a relationship there? Talking about relationships, bringing it back to that. Mm-hmm. Do you still think that there's one between
Cyrus and Billie?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know with her dig that she does not find him attractive.
Not.
But I think the relationship is more like a Pretty in Pink relationship. If you guys remember that movie, that where the guy just is in love with the girl, and the girl she'll never love him back, but he will never stop trying.
You don't think it was one of those like mistakes, like, oh no, we're in space for a super long amount of time. I need to have things fulfilled. Just do it.
Way too cute. She could have made a better mistake and still can now. So
There's that wink I love.
I'm sure that mistake, it's just waiting, or it may have happened, but I don't think it happened with Cyrus.
Okay.
Down in the old engineering tank.
But now we know where it came from.
Yeah, now we know, because we were confused. Like, what? How are we going to justify this? And they finally have.
He just appeared out of nowhere. Well, I'm glad that they're answering questions because,
Me too.
you know, there was a lot unexplained. Obviously, I mean, they can't explain everything in the first episode, so I understand that. But it's nice to see the story and the plot line moving along.
Yes.
I like it.
The reason why I think this show, and a lot of people went to it in the first episode, the way that they cut their trailers is really good. If you watch the recap, you're like, man, this recap really makes that episode look awesome. And this third episode finally felt a little more like the trailer wasn't outshining the actual whole episode, where it's like, maybe I'll just wait and watch trailer recaps until someone tells me a good episode is on, which I do think episode 3 lived up more to its name of the creators and the director and maybe what they wanted the vibe to be.
Yes, I think so too. I think they did. I'm actually excited to see what's going to happen next. You know, like before I was like, well, let me see what's going to happen next. And now I want to know. Because
Me too.
I feel like all the ties are gone. You know, what happened to Hugh Laurie's character, Ryan Clark, I just want to call him Hugh Laurie. I don't even want to call him anything else.
You call him Hugh, I'll call him Captain Ryan.
His name is Ryan Clark on the show. So Ryan Clark, he basically had what he did to them was done to him with the cast and crew. So he was lied to the entire time. So I'm curious to see how they're actually going to get anywhere. Like, can they take the ship and maneuver it themselves? Or now do they not have the ability to because they only have, 4 or 5 actual crew members?
Right.
You know?
I think, I don't know, man, you put an actor to and just, you're like, here's your play now. They'll probably figure it out. I don't know.
I mean, that's the actor's game, right?
Right.
Can you ride a horse? Sure I can.
And then you better
get there
figure
and
it
you
out
figure it out.
before you get to set on Thursday. Otherwise, you don't have a job.
Or you figure it out there. Been there. People are like, you don't do this. Sorry. Yeah. Then I take it off my resume because I realize I can't figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tatiana has been fired more times than we know.
What do they find?
Oh, no, boy. Can't ride a horse, can't go biking. She also can't play baseball. She claims she did.
Don't know it.
Oh, I feel ya.
So let's get into our special segment, What If?
Oh, right.
Okay?
Yeah.
What if? Guys, last time was the gem of it.
Yeah.
Okay? That was the gem.
Yeah.
But this time, what if you were on a spaceship and in order to get home, you had to get rid of 500 people to get back home?
But like, okay, so are we doing it where like we never go home, we stay on the spaceship forever and keep the 500 people? Or do we get home in 3.5 years with the 500 and then we get home tomorrow if we lose them?
We get home, if we kept the 500 people,
yeah,
it would take us 3.5 years to get home.
So it's same situation as in the show.
Correct, Amundo.
I really want to say lose them, but I mean,
how?
No.
If you lost them, how would you dispose of them?
You can't even live with yourself losing, being like, let me, you. I mean, think of how many people, 500 people. I mean, that's just, you're Hitler now, so, I can't do it. We got to just wait, and we all ride home together.
If it was a collective effort.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just up to you, but if it was up to, like, say, 100 people, okay, to choose, and you were part of it, then what?
I'd be, like, part of the jury that was, like, no, and everyone else is like, yes, and I'd be like, no, so, like, we can't do it because we're a hung jury. Hung jury's half and half, right?
Yeah.
I'd be the one that's like, no, can't do it, and you're not going to swing me. You're not going to swing me. We gotta stay up here. I can't put 500 people to death.
I couldn't do it either.
I don't think anybody could, but
well, honestly,
Judd, maybe.
I had my doubts about you because you're talking about the zombies and you're like killing all the zombies. So I was like, maybe she would.
Their lives are over. Okay, they're
very
coming
true.
for all of us, me and those 500 people.
What if it's like that one movie? What's that movie where the zombie, she like loves him back to humanity?
Oh, I've never watched that, and I feel like I should at least 5 times this evening.
Ryan, if you can find that, if the name of that movie, I can't remember it.
She loves a zombie back to real life,
him and he gets a heartbeat again.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what if you could do that? What if you could just love? All right, we're just.
That's like
I'm
the
taking
Tin
it
Man.
way off topic.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, they're not zombies. You wouldn't get rid of them.
I
You
wouldn't get
kill
rid of them. I'd
500
keep them.
people.
I have to keep them.
Me too. I couldn't live with myself, and I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. What can we say? We're good people.
I know. I would hope I was. I'd hope to be a good person. No, always a good person.
Good people over here.
Okay, on to our news and gossip. Tara Erickson,
Oh,
you
yeah,
have that.
let's do it,
Please
baby.
tell me what it is.
Could you? So, now, Josh Gad watched the Super Bowl, and he was live tweeting throughout. He said, why does it feel like the majority of the ads tonight were written by a group of college freshmen who have taken one advertising class and watched 2 episodes of Mad Men and a CNN special about the history of Super Bowl commercials. So he really ripped on the ads. He did not like the Super Bowl ads, wasn't into them, but then he did find one that he liked. So next up, he retweeted USA Today saying this ad soul-crushingly beautiful for @Google, and I'll show you. So the ad was, there are no celebrities in this ad in Google's Super Bowl spot. The voice you hear in the ad belongs to a Google employee's 85-year-old grandfather. And it's his voice in and explaining on how he is trying to get to his wife who has dementia. So I guess it's a really soul-crushing ad, and Google did a great job with it. There are no actors used. It's a real-life person, and I did not watch it today because I thought I would cry, and I already did my makeup, but maybe you should because it might teach us something about life. So thank you for that, Josh Gad. Next up, Zack Woods, that I did not know, is actually in the movie coming up called Downhill, starring Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which I'm very, very excited about.
I am there.
Oh, girl.
Good cast already.
So excited. Look at that picture.
Yes.
It is a great cast. And we'll actually be covering that on Anatomy of a Movie this Friday, that movie Downhill, which I'm excited about. And lastly, Hugh Laurie tweeted a funny picture of the HBO building, which I drive by quite a lot, with him saying they should just leave it like that. And how it looks is a quarter of it is Avenue 5, and the rest of it is HBO's The Outsider, which I thought was very funny. So thank you for the laugh, Hugh Laurie. And that is it for the news and gossip. Yeah, baby.
So good. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome, girl.
I didn't know about that new movie coming out. I had no idea.
Downhill, girl. It comes out February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh, awesome. Is it a romantic comedy?
I don't know. It's Will Ferrell and Julia. I think some romance happens, but probably also a lot of comedy in the midst.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it's an emotional rom-com that you're like, oh, that's so funny, but also so emotional.
Those are the best.
Those are the good ones.
Especially for Valentine's Day. Some predictions. Please tell me, what do you think is going to happen in this next episode?
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Honestly, the little short prelude that they have for the next episode didn't tell anything.
No, it didn't. I'm kind of thinking a fun thing right now on the spot. I always do this. I never think predictions before. What if the crew came up and they come out of their spot because now everybody kind of knows that these are just actors, and then you catch them like feeding them lines like, no, this is called the rotary. So when you say it out loud to the captain, and they're like, hey, captain, like they're all proud. They're like, getting on the rotary to, I don't know, Power 5. I don't know. Like, they teach them it's like an acting class, but the engineers have to teach the actors, like, what they're actually doing. I think that would be fun. I think Karen will become more monstrous, and I think there will be the towels, the butthole towels. That was a big part of this episode.
Anus towels.
The butthole towels, man. I think now that might be a game that we see coming in, which may be a new maybe body part or something they make up where they had to X the butthole towels and do new towels, which I think would be hilarious. And man, Maybe we'll see the vigil for the people with the actors, and that might be. It would be terrible, but it might also be fun to see.
I think it'll probably, if they do show that, it's going to go horribly wrong. Like, somebody's going to be super over dramatic, and then it's going to leak out somehow that, you know, whatever.
Fake.
Because everybody's human, and this is generally about human fallibility, this show. So.
Ooh, it sure is.
I think Karen what she displayed that last time about when she came and said, oh, well, it's actually going to take 6 years or something like that. And then she goes, but I said, no, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to leave here until you give me 3.5. And they were like, all right, I'll give you 3. You know, that was a mastermind move.
Yeah, I love that move.
She's
so manipulative.
She's so manipulative. And so I definitely think that she's going to be more horrible, and people are going to find out. But then she has to that means she has to stick closer with Hugh Laurie's character. There you go. I call him Hugh Laurie again.
Captain Ryan.
Thank you. She's going to stick with Captain Ryan even closer because people are going to hate her.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
or she could still be a dictator.
She could.
And rise up above everybody.
She has no good comebacks. What I think she needs to do is stick with Matt, Zack Woods' character, because he always has an answer for everything. And Hugh Laurie is like, I mean, he's just a good actor. But like that one guy was like, hey, real quick, why would they give us 5 and then like just aside it's 3.5? And Frank's like, we don't know that. They don't know that. She doesn't know that. And they all just go, yeah, you're right.
They're sheep.
You know, like just,
sheep.
But eventually she's probably going to get more questions. Like you said, might be stuck in a bit of a pickle. I think she would do herself a favor if she got a little bit closer to Matt and had him give her lines.
I think she should get more closer to, what's the girl's name who's the right-hand woman to Judd?
Oh, Billie.
No.
Oh no, the other woman. I don't know her name. Right hand Billie. Right hand Judd.
Yeah, the right-handed Judd. I think that she should get closer to her. Iris. Karen should get closer to Iris, because Iris is the one that pretty much knows everything. Like, she knows all. I wouldn't be surprised if she knew that the crew was underneath there either. She's just not telling Judd.
She's not telling Judd.
So if she's going to get close to anybody, because Matt is just like a bundle of emotional chaos. And so if she wanted to really make a difference, she should get close to Iris. And I think those two, if they joined forces, they could lead anything.
I would agree with that. The only argument, my last point, is just Matt is the all-you-can-blame buffet. So if she messes up, she's like, well, Matt's got to come in. I got to go take a shower. And he's the all-you-can-blame buffet. Perfect.
It's true. It's true. Real quick, before we go, I do want to say, because this was, a couple people found this and they pointed out to me, Ethan Phillips, who was on Deep Space Nine, guys, Deep Space Nine, way back in the day. Way back when I watched it with my mom. Ethan Phillips used to be on Deep Space Nine, and he was Neelix. And he is the weird, creepy guy who was like the last person to be on the moon in Avenue 5. So and I looked him up because I was like, what has he been doing? And he hasn't, he's been working. He's in stuff. I just don't notice him. I just don't see him. So I'm really happy that he's in another space,
And they gave him the uniform, too. Like a uniform that was a very good callback to it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Tatiana shared that picture with me. I think you guys can look it up on Twitter. It's a great picture they do back in the day of Deep Space, and then him today, Avenue 5, with a nice callback to the outfit that he wore back in that show, which I loved it when you sent that to me. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was a nerd moment.
Yep.
Like, look what I found.
Nerd alert.
Look, it's so amazing.
Oh, boy.
So it's really cool to see him. I'm loving that he's here. So anyway, thank you for all your insight. I love hosting this panel with you. Before we go, can you please tell us where we can look at you?
Guys, you can look at me at Tara Erickson, TaraErickson. Please find me on YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter, and IMDb, please. Thank you.
And of course, I am Tatiana Mariesa at Tatiana Mariesa on all social media platforms. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We love covering the show, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.